Yo, so you guys want to get started drop shipping on Amazon, but you don't know where to begin? You don't have the first steps or the first clue? Well, guess what? We're going to go over it today, step by step. Let's go.
What's up, guys? This is 𝗏𝗏𝗥𝗡, and you have reached the 𝗏𝗏𝗥s Ecom channel. If you want to learn how to make money online or offline, then you need to be right here. I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller. I'm also an honorably discharged Air Force veteran. Graduated from Penn State and started a career as a software engineer and leveraged that to build my businesses. If you guys have any questions on how to make money, you're gonna find all your answers right here, so stay tuned.
Okay, so you guys want to get started drop shipping, but you don't know where to begin. Now, before we get into all the software and everything else, we just need to get the basics out the way. You can sell on Amazon using your own personal information or through a business. Both have drawbacks and benefits, but let's talk about what you actually need. Now, when it comes to setting up your Amazon seller account using your own personal stuff, you just really need a driver's license, passport, either or, some form of PDF statement from your bank or credit card, and your social. You can get signed up same day. Man, there's a garbage truck back there. That's kind of loud. Waiting. All right, and we're good. So you don't need much more than that. You guys can get verified within 24 to 48 hours in most cases. Now, in some, it will require you to get a postcard from Amazon for them to make sure that the address is indeed yours, and you want your addresses to match on your driver's license and the bank statements and stuff like that. Now, it's pretty simplistic. You just go to sellercentral.amazon.com and you should be able to figure that out pretty quickly. Now, when it comes to having a business, you're going to need an LLC or S Corp, C Corp, something along those lines, or a limit LLP, which is a partnership, and you will need an EIN in order to sign up under a business. Now, that can be a pain to get depending on if you go through LegalZoom or services like Inc. Now, which is what I use for all of my my businesses. They incorporate out of Delaware, Wyoming, and like one other state that is income tax-free, state income tax-free state. So you can go ahead and sign up with one of those guys, get your business going, and once you have that, now that changes things a little bit as far as like suppliers and pricing and things of that nature. And that's actually what we're going to talk about now. So once you have your business or your personal stuff together and you create your Amazon seller account, it'll be time for you to kind of figure out which avenue you're going to be going, and what software you're going to be using depending on those methods. All right, so let's go ahead, let's talk about it. So now that you have your Amazon account set up, whether that's through business or personal, you are going to want to find suppliers. Now, depending on if you are doing it under your personal or your business will dictate the pricing that you can get, and here's why. As a business, you can file for tax exemption, right? Where you don't pay tax on the initial purchase, you pay tax when someone buys from you. So you pay the sales tax. Now, that can be damaging in some cases because a lot of people do not know the rules and the regulations, and they end up owing taxes to states because they hit economic nexus, which is something that you guys will have to look into on your own. We're not going to cover all that in this video, but just know that if you are signing up under a business, it will behoove you to get tax exempt regardless of whether you're dropshipping or doing FBA, just because you can get tax-free items. Right, so you can purchase your items tax-free and then we'll pay taxes through sales tax, and Amazon will generally remit those sales taxes for you, but we're getting way deep in the weeds. But just know that you can do that. Now, if you're under your personal, when you sign up with these suppliers, you're going to be paying tax when you purchase and tax when you sell. That cuts into your margins, and the difference can be quite hefty. Now, you can essentially, if you're drop shipping from places like Home Depot, Lowe's, stuff like that, you're looking at 8 to 12% as long as you do your job very well. When you're tax exempt, you're looking at roughly 12 to 17, if not a little bit more, but that's just an average. Now, some cases it will be more, other cases it will be less, but that is a pretty hefty margin, especially when you're doing 100,000 in sales a month. Okay, that's something that you need to be mindful of. Now, your pricing will also be lower if you are using certain suppliers and you have a business. You can sign up for wholesale. All right, and that's where the pricing is even cheaper instead of paying retail. Like, let's say you go to Walmart.com and I don't know, this camera is $200.
Psych!
Well, if you have a wholesale account, you can go to Nikon, and more than likely you're going to get it for around $170, $160. So now your margins have just increased. That is what having a business will allow for you to do. But you also have to remember that the longer you have these accounts with wholesalers and things of that nature, the better pricing you're going to get. When you first start, they might only give you 10% off, but over time, it might increase to 30, 40%. You'll never know unless you talk to these people and do business with them. But they're only going to want to do business with someone who has an established business. You can't do it under your personal in most cases. Now, some suppliers don't care, but the good ones do. Okay, so now that you got the whole supplier thing out of the way and why you should or should not be doing things under your personal or your business, let's talk about some of the software that you guys are going to need in order to make this work for you. Let's go. So before we get into software, guys, make sure you go ahead and you smash the like button if you haven't done so already. I'm trying to give you guys all the knowledge you can possibly need in order to start dropshipping. Hook me up with a like and make sure you comment below if you guys need any help with anything else, because it helps with the algorithm, helps me get out there to people. All right, now let's go ahead and let's talk about software. And the majority of the software is going to center around product research. Now, depending on your style of dropshipping, whether that be retail from places like Home Depot, Lowe's, places like that, private label, where you guys will be essentially building out your own listings, things like that, and going through wholesale suppliers, or wholesale dropshipping, which the listings are pre-existing. You know, you'll be getting wholesale discounts from places like Craftsman's, you know, like Craftsman's Tools, Funko for Funko Pop, stuff like that. Now, the software will vary based on your specific needs. Now, when it comes to retail, I prefer using Web Scraper app. Now, Web Scraper app, you can go to webscraperapp.com and you can sign up. There is a free trial for that. And using Web Scraper app, there's a lot of different suppliers you can pull from. There's like 70 different suppliers that you could use in order to find products. It's very, very good. It syncs with your Amazon account, so you can find products and put them there just like that. But you will be using another tool in conjunction with that called Velo Crawler, which is also through Web Scraper app. So you sign up for Web Scraper app and you will get the secondary software that will help you do that. I highly recommend it. There are other software such as 𝗦𝗧𝗢𝗎. I don't use them, in particular, because I'm good friends with Ron over at Web Scraper app, and him being into software like I am, it just makes it easier to identify any issues and get custom things done if I see fit. And it helps my clients make a lot of money. So let's just be real here. Like, I use it because it helps me make money and it helps my clients make money, and I know it inside and out. Now, when it comes to things like private label, you guys will use AMZ Scout. There is a discount below to get hooked up, so you can purchase the software. AMZ Scout Pro has a free trial as well, so make sure you guys click the link below to get that. And it is good to, essentially private label dropshipping is doing everything you would for FBA minus the actual sending inventory into Amazon. Instead of sending the inventory in bulk, you'll be sending it piecemeal, item by item, to the customers, from supplier to customer. Okay, now AMZ Scout Pro will take a look at all of the items in a particular niche. So let's say you do a search for cell phone cases for iPhones. It'll take a look at all of those products right there on the first page, second page, whatever, and then you can kind of determine if it's an item that will be good for you to list. Okay, same thing with Web Scraper app. It'll give you a percentage on if this item is good or not, based on your criteria. Now, you can also use AMZ Scout for retail dropshipping, but it isn't really designed for that, and you have to be a little bit more creative. The same way that Web Scraper app is not necessarily designed for private label dropshipping just yet. They are working on some things behind the scenes. I'm not privy to talk about them, but just know in the future, I'm not saying the immediate future, but in the future, things will be fleshed out. When it comes to wholesale dropshipping, AMZ Scout Pro is what I use because it helps with wholesale suppliers as well. So when you're looking, let's say I'm looking for, I want to get involved in the power tools niche, right? I can go ahead and search for power tools on Amazon, and AMZ Scout Pro will search all of the things right there and give me a give me a readout of what items are profitable, how many reviews they have, how many reviews per sale, just so many things that you could use that for. It's extremely powerful software. So if you're trying to get into private label or wholesale dropshipping, that is what I recommend using. But you also will need a repricer depending on your choice, your style of dropshipping. When it comes to private label, private label drop shipping, you don't necessarily need a repricer because the listings are yours. So your pricing will change as you dictate and as the market dictates when other people come into your particular niche. Now with wholesale and with retail, you will want a repricer like Price Point AI, which is another web scraper app tool. You can get that when you sign up for web scraper. Or you can use Informed. Okay, Informed is a really good tool that I used for a while up until Ron released Price Point AI. And why do you need a repricer? Well, people are going to be on those listings and they're going to be coming in all the time. They're going to be coming in and changing prices, and sometimes the prices are going to happen faster than you can get to your listing. So you need a repricer there to automatically adjust based on your criteria for how much money you would like to make or not like to make. Okay, that's going to be really, really, really important. Really important. Okay, so just trust me on that. You will need a repricer when it comes to that style of drop shipping. Now, there are other tools that you could use, but we're not really going to talk about those because I don't use them as much. These are the things that I personally use to make money. All right, these tools have helped me buy my McLaren. If you guys have not seen that video, make sure you check my channel. It's one of the most recent ones. And I recommend it because I make a lot of money using those tools. So yeah, now there are other things that you will also need when you start drop shipping, and we're going to get into those as well. I can't say need, but they're more niceties, not necessities, but they are useful. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's talk about them. Let's go. So guys, let's go ahead. Let's talk about the good goodies. Let's talk about the niceties, not the necessities, the niceties. Okay, and these are things that you don't have to have in order to drop ship, but they do help. Now, one of them in particular is going to be feedback tools, right? Where you want people to give you reviews, you want them to give you ratings, things of that nature. Using tools like 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗦 is I mean, kind of paramount to that. I don't necessarily use it. You know, I don't use those for my clients. I don't use it for my own personal stores. I focus on selling and having people give me reviews organically. You know, maybe sending out an email after people have received their items asking for an honest review. Now, 𝗙𝗥𝗘𝗦 will do that automatically for you, which is really nice, and you don't have to do that, but it's not a tool that I want to pay more money for. And I mean, at this level, it's not that expensive, but I just choose not to use that particular tool because I have employees to handle those things, and having a tool just is kind of asinine, right? Also, I know you guys want to get into the whole money topic. Money is a nicety, okay? It's not a major necessity. You don't have to have a ton of money to get started drop shipping. You just need to have a little bit, and then you can scale from there. You just have to be able to control your sales, okay? If you only have $1,000 in capital, you can't go out there and do $100,000 a month. It's just not going to happen, all right? You need to have more capital than that. All right, you need to have very large credit lines, or you need to have a lot of money in the bank. Why do I say that's a nicety instead of a necessity? Again, you don't need to have a ton of money to start drop shipping. You just need to have a little bit so you can get those first few sales and then scale from there. But in order to do a lot, you will need a ton more money. Okay, so I'm not trying to discourage people and say you can't get involved if you don't have a ton of money, because you can get involved. You just can't do the numbers that I do unless you have you know, a good chunk of capital. So if you guys have any questions, please comment down below. If you guys need any help whatsoever, I will be here to answer those questions, because I know you guys want to get started with Amazon dropshipping. You don't really know where to begin. Well, now you do if you watch this entire video. So hopefully that will help you out, you know, at least to get the ball rolling. Now, that being said, man, you know, be safe, be smart. I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.